Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to our multi-nation team call. If you're not drinking apricot fizz, maybe you're not an apricot fan. It is so good. So order that if you haven't already. We'll do a little bit of housekeeping at the end, but I just want to welcome you to every week we have this call if you're new. You're either a part of Tara Bradsma's Nation, Mary Wright's Nation, Holly Kleiman, Haley Duncan, Kelly Juni, Sandy and Wade Cridides, Brie Bosenko, Margot Lloyd, Casey Zaruba, our newest national vice president, or myself, Brooklyn Powell. I think at some point we're gonna have to stop introducing everybody, but we all come together. We know we're better together, and we all have something different to offer. I find that as humans, we are so easy to compare ourselves to other people, and so what we realize when you are in personal growth is like you're not going to be good at everything. And so you have to stop comparing because your strengths are different than other people's strengths. And so we all come together, we have different strengths. And so I have the highest honor of introducing our speaker today, Stephanie. She is direct to Casey Zaruba. Oh, man, okay, so I don't even know exactly when she started her business, but it was like yesterday. It was so recently. And she'll be the first to tell you, like when she started Arbonne, it was not the beginning of her journey. So her work ethic, her joy, her abundant mindset, they're all absolutely contagious and so evident. You guys are going to see when she starts talking. She actually posted a reel that was more controversial, and she's like, this is why I don't post stuff like this. I love posting of me twirling around in cute outfits because I don't want to deal with this. But she just has the best perspective. She adds so much to our team. And just I feel so blessed to just have her. So now you guys get to meet her and hear her story. It's so inspiring. Even though she promoted super fast in Arbonne, her story is inspiring. And so if you don't follow her, I'll put her Instagram in the chat while she's talking. But Steph, where are you at? I'm going to spotlight you.
Hello. Hi, friends. Okay, I'm so excited to be here and hanging with you guys today. Truly so grateful for the opportunity to share more of my heart, my passion, and my drive. Ultimately, I hope that you walk away with just a fire in your belly that propels you forward in whatever capacity that looks like. I am super direct. So if you walk away feeling somewhat offended, please know my heart is my intentions are for good. Most of you don't know me because I am literally brand spanking new to Arbonne. But I'm Steph. I've been in network marketing for 6 years, and I actually come from a corporate background where I managed internal operations for an online company. I'm also a mom to 3, and you can mostly find me in the Starbucks drive-thru or twirling around in my outfits because those are the things that bring me so much joy. Okay, I actually was introduced to Arbonne products back in 2016 when I was pregnant with my first kid. My sister-in-law dabbled in the Arbonne business for 0.02 seconds. She's having major regrets now. And I went to a party that she was hosting to support her. And back then it was primarily skincare and makeup. Anyways, fast forward to last year, I saw my friend Casey sharing about her nutritionals, and she shared testimony after testimony after testimony and had my attention. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the practicals right off the bat, and then you guys can just sit back and listen to everything else I have to say. So number 1, become more consistent than the most consistent person you know. Number 2, let your products come to life through the stories that you have to share. Never have I ever seen testimonies sell more product than I see at Arbonne. It is unbelievable. Screenshot and crop the crap out of people's testimonies and just share it on repeat. Create so many Me Too moments for people, and you will sell your greens like hotcakes. Treat your business like it's your job. We'll talk more about this in a little bit. Never stop networking. That is number 4. Number 5, stop watering yourself down. Share in a compelling and captivating way that is true to you. Number 6, have your own back. Clap for yourself. And lastly, there is nothing new under the sun. It is okay if you don't feel like you're so unique. Be inspired by the people around you. The magic in what you do is you. You are the magic. So remember that, because we're all selling the same product. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about confidence and discipline. And anybody that knows me or has known me for literally even a minute will know that I love to talk about discipline because it is going to be the thing that propels you forward. But mostly I want to talk about like self-assurance, confidence in who you are, the value that you bring, what you have to offer, the products you're sharing, the company you're partnered with will absolutely be the thing that drives your business forward. Whether you want to believe it or not, no one is buying products from you. No one is buying products from me. They're buying you. Like you are the brand. When you share in a compelling way, when you share with so much personal conviction, people connect to that feeling. They connect to that excitement, that freedom, and they want what you have. I've spent years building my like trust with my online audience and nurturing those relationships, creating fun, valuable content, letting people into who I am, sharing parts of myself and parts of my story. And when you show up with just so much joy and excitement, that radiates. When you create those Me Too moments for people, your audience is like, I want that. I want that feeling. So yeah, give me those products. Brooklyn actually posted this quote in her like band chat this past week, and it said, you glow differently when your confidence is fueled by belief in yourself versus like the validation from others. And part of this is going to require you to dig deep, to speak truths and affirmations like over yourself. But man, there is not a day that goes by that I don't look in the mirror and clap for myself. And that's not a pride thing. That is, I have my own back and I love myself thing. What we're doing here in network marketing, a willingness to put yourself out there it takes a certain level of boldness that most people will never have. We are magic. So show up like you're the magic. And you want to know how to build that confidence, because the confidence and the consistency and the discipline, it all goes hand in hand. You build that confidence by doing every single thing that makes you wildly uncomfortable, working when you don't feel like it. My biggest flex in my business is doing everything I said I was going to do, period. Every single thing I said I'm going to do, I'm doing it, because I've learned over the years that good intentions never built anything, but action will move you forward. You don't become consistent without the discipline, and the discipline and the consistency will be your secret weapon in this business. It's the thing that will set you apart. It's the thing that will make you a better leader. It's the reason people will want to work with you. It's the reason people want to sign up with you. It's the reason people will trust you. When you are disciplined enough to be consistent, that speaks volumes to who you are in this industry. It's to say what you mean and mean what you say. It's to lead from the front. If you want to see a movement in your business, get up. You get up and move. Be the one to move and set that example. So when I think about like what it takes to go all in and what it takes to be successful in any business, it always comes back to discipline for me. And you don't become consistent in the work without that. So being disciplined enough to work within your current capacity, we all have the same 24 hours in the day. When you make this business a priority in the pockets of your day where you have 10 minutes or 30 minutes, an hour, instead of mindlessly consuming, we're all really good at that. Create something, talk to someone, educate, serve your team, connect, put yourself in front of people over and over and over again. When you make your business a priority, when you treat this business like it's your job, magic happens, movement happens, but it starts with us. It starts with you. This is a complete sidebar, but I feel like I can say this because I used to manage internal operations for an online company, and I had a team of 40 people, but never have I ever seen or talked with so many people in our industry, network marketing, that want to give minimal effort for massive payout. It is honestly, truly tragic. Evaluate yourself. Whatever number you have in your head about how much you want to make, would you pay you for that? And be honest with yourself. This business is not going to happen to you. It requires this radical ownership, including an honest look at your work ethic. And not just sharing Arbonne, y'all. I see so many people want to scale a business online, but aren't willing to do what it takes to grow their presence online. And I'm not saying you need a massive following to do this. But if you're trying to grow your business in the online space, you should also simultaneously be trying to grow your network here as well. They go hand in hand. Listen, we are naturally born quitters. We quit diets, we quit jobs, we quit exercise, we quit relationships. It's easier to step out. It's easier to give up versus pushing ourselves to like learn the skills we need in order to do this. It's easier to slow down than it is to step into growth. It's easier to coast than it is to pivot. I tell people this all the time, but in my opinion, to be successful in network marketing, like simply requires a willingness to learn. And I tell people that, like when they're just starting out and they're like, what do I need? What do I have to have? And I'm like, nothing. All you have to have here is a willingness to learn. And discipline is going to bridge the gap between setting goals and actually accomplishing them. There's this quote out there, like I don't even remember who like said it, but it goes something like, we're never always going to be motivated, so we have to learn to be disciplined. And it's so true. You're not always going to feel this warm and fuzzy on the inside when it comes to showing up for your business. And that's consultant all the way up to MVP, I'm sure. It's showing up to do your job despite how we feel. You guys, we have to learn, and this is a learned skill. We have to learn how to put our emotions aside and just work our businesses. We can't let our emotions like dictate how we show up and serve and lead. We have to stop telling ourselves these crazy stories about what we think we can or cannot do, and just show up for our job, clap for ourselves, champion the people around you. When I said yes to sharing Arbonne, to building a business here, I was pretty confident that I would sell the crap out of these products. Like there was no doubt in my mind. I was like, I am going to crush it. You know why? Because I freaking love these products and there's no denying it. The way I talk about it, the way I share it, it's like, oh my gosh, you're like so obsessed with this. And I've been in other places. I have been and seen in other companies. What we have here is insanely stellar. The products, the branding, the marketing trends, the community, the way this team rallies around each other and truly champions and cheers everyone on, regardless of who it benefits. It is life-giving and generous. And you're here and you're a part of it. And it's don't waste it. Do not waste that. Lean in. So maybe you're asking yourself, like, how do I become more disciplined? The truth is, I could give you so many things, but the truth is, we actually all know exactly what to do. Like we know what to do. So I'm just want to challenge you to dig deep and hold yourself accountable. My hunch is that we all have access to the same endless amounts of resources, graphics, copy, task lists, or someone who could help like point you in the right direction. Like how many times have we talked ourselves out of doing the things that we know we need to do or should do because we just don't feel like it, or we're tired, or we're just going to go to bed and maybe we'll get it done tomorrow or not at all. Good intentions will not build this. You may have the best intentions in the world, but that isn't it. But B minus work is better than no work at all. And I just want to remind you that we do not grow, we don't learn and grow through success. Failure will propel you in this. Don't be scared to fail. You guys, I have failed a million times over. When you're sharing and no one is buying, no one is engaging, no one is asking questions, they're watching you. Every move you make, how consistent you are, how excited you are about what you're talking about, your confidence and consistency, which comes from a massive amount of discipline, will build an immense amount of trust and rapport with your audience. So keep doing it. Just keep going. I feel like over the last couple of years, I have like continued to say, I'm failing forward. And there have been so many unknowns for me personally that have pushed me to do and try things, not knowing the outcome. Will it work? We like to think of success as linear, like this straight line, but it's not. And I think we all, if you're on this call, you obviously are taking your business seriously. It's failing forward. It's a zigzag. It's overcoming. It's being a problem solver. It's blazing new trails. It's becoming a master at trying new things and building new skills. It's pivoting when something no longer works. If something isn't working for you, it doesn't mean anything about you. We take it so seriously. If it's not working, it means nothing about you. Who cares? Pivot and try something else. Don't be scared to go against the grain. Don't be scared to step into something that you don't see other people doing. It's action instead of waiting for someone to figure it out for you. Listen. You want to be a 1 in a million? You wait for no one. You wait for no one. You know how much time I would have wasted over the last like 3 years or 4 years if I was waiting for someone to hand me a network marketing owner's manual with step-by-step instructions on how to grow in today's economy and social media landscape? Let me tell you what would have not happened if I was waiting for someone to tell me what to do, if I was waiting for someone to create the perfect graphic for me, if I was waiting for someone to take stock photos, waiting for someone to lead a call for me, waiting for someone to go live to share about the opportunity so that I could just reshare their video. Let me tell you about what would not have happened. I wouldn't have built a website. I wouldn't have niched down and started a personal brand. I wouldn't have built new skills. I wouldn't have started an email list with thousands of subscribers and learned all about the value in email marketing. I wouldn't have launched into Pinterest or be utilizing that platform to broaden my reach. I wouldn't be leading and serving my team the way that I am now. I wouldn't have taken business courses and learned from other industry leaders. I wouldn't be working on my mindset. I wouldn't have started an Arbonne business, and I definitely wouldn't be sitting here at MVPQ. Stop waiting. Do not wait. Get out of your own way and start creating your own waves. Bet on yourself. We have it in us, that drive to do it. If you want to be a 1 in a million and have that little 1% in your bio on your Instagram, because I see all of you Arbonne girlies with the percentages in your Instagram. If you want to be a 1 in a million, you will take radical ownership of your business like a true entrepreneur. And let me be clear, I'm talking about like your personal work ethic. But I really do believe that we can't grow beyond a certain point unless you grow in your leadership skills. You can understand like the mechanics of this business, like getting clients, onboarding consultants, but if you don't learn how to develop people and also grow personally and professionally, your business eventually does become stagnant. That's another chat for another day. Just a little sidebar. I'm not perfect at what I do. I'm also not scared of making mistakes. I'm not scared of blazing a new trail. I'm not scared of doing things that I don't see other people doing. I'm working to model something different. We don't have to pretend to have it all figured out. I actually think it's way more valuable and helpful when you bring your people into the growth with you. It's real, it's raw, it's authentic. Are there seasons of discouragement, setbacks, delays? Of course, no one is void of that. But small steps in the right direction equate to massive movement over time. I think sometimes we let setbacks, doubts, fears, comparison, the lies we tell ourselves derail us or even paralyze us from moving forward at all. Are you going to let the hard parts of this industry? Because let me tell you, there's a lot of hard in network marketing. That's why we're part of this elite group of people that was even bold enough to do it in the first place. There are a lot of hard parts in this industry. Are you going to let that hard ruin you or redefine you? And let me offer you this. What if you chose to find like more joy and gratitude and shifted your perspective from the work I have to do to the work I get to do? What a gift this opportunity is that we get to serve, offer solutions, help meet people's needs. I want to pause for a second and just talk about this because I think it's really important. The longer you're in this industry, I think this is really valuable. It's defining or redefining success. You know, when I first started in network marketing, I looked at leaders at the top, and in my mind, I was only going to be successful if I got there, if I achieved that. But the truth is, people are looking at you wherever you are, whether that is consultant and you're just starting out, maybe it's district, maybe it's area. People are looking at where you are and want to be there. Take a look back, take a moment and take a look back and clap for yourself and look how far you've come. Don't discredit yourself. Am I any less successful because I haven't made it all the way to the top? No. Honestly, that mindset shift will change the way you share about this opportunity. If you can't thrive, lead, or have gratitude for how far you've come or where you're at, you're not ready for more. You're not even ready for more. Start normalizing the, hey, I can help you make a few extra $100 a month. Separately, I also want to just challenge you to have a deeper reason for why you want to achieve whatever you're reaching for in the first place. I think sometimes we set these arbitrary goals, a goal without thinking about like, why do you even want that? The truth is, if you don't know why, if you don't know the why behind your yes, or why you're choosing to show up every day, you won't keep going. You won't. I've realized this even about myself, to be honest, like the way I navigate social media. If I don't define like what is enough, that finish line just keeps moving. It can feel like that sometimes, like even in this business. Like if I can never just get there and there's always more. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to get complacent, but you've got to find contentment, because if you don't, you're always left depleted and disappointed constantly. But I want to offer you this perspective as we're like starting a new year, because it's January. What if the goal was actually who you're becoming? Like, what if you relinquish the control of what I think I want and fully embrace like who I'm becoming along the way? Ironically, some of my darkest days in life and business have made me a better person. This business will change you for the better. Like, let that happen. Are you going to let the in-between places destroy you, ruin you, or redefine you? Are you going to use the hard to fuel you to become better, not bitter? And let me tell you, bitterness is a hard comeback. Bitterness in your business will completely derail. Don't let bitterness of where you think you should be, what you think you deserve, the rank you were supposed to be by now, the paycheck you were already supposed to be making. Don't let the bitterness rob you of the person you're actually supposed to become along the way. Don't be afraid to start over. You know what the best thing about picking yourself back up one more time every single time? The best thing about starting over or beginning again is that you're not actually starting from scratch, but rather from experience. You guys, that's me. Arbonne is me picking myself back up. But that's my story. Don't compare yourself. Every single moment in this industry has like led me to this point. It may look like, oh my gosh, like this girl's like this overnight success. I can assure you that is not the case. Um, so many years have led to this moment for me. But y'all, Arbonne is incredible. Incredible. Trust me. When I started here and started looking around, I was like, why is everyone not like hype on this company? Like, we can do our job so well because Arbonne does their job so well. It's unbelievable. It's like unbelievably amazing. Ultimately, I want to leave you guys with this. You can't rush something that you want to last forever. If you want to see a movement, you be the one to get up and move with some pep in your step, with some energy. Silence the lies, get over the false narrative that you're telling yourself, be disciplined with your time and your mindset, get going, live in action in your business, and do so in a way that like still allows room for growth. If there's one thing I know for sure is that this business is for anyone, not even anyone that wants it so bad, anybody that is disciplined enough to actually just keep putting one foot in front of the other. You guys, I love who I've become because of saying yes to network marketing. I love how bold and confident I've become. I'm so proud of the skills I've built and what I've learned and how I've used that as fuel to propel me forward. And so I just want you guys to ask yourself like these questions. Like, who am I becoming this year in 2024? Am I going to become like a yes and person? Am I going to become someone who's committed to the growing pains? Am I going to become a better leader? Am I going to become someone who is a better steward of my time and my resources? Am I committed to learning and growing and evolving? The thing that makes you successful in this business and at life might not actually be what you think, but who you're becoming along the way. Not once, like over the last 6 years, have I regretted saying yes to building another stream of income. Like, I've never regretted this industry because of the time and the financial flexibility it provides. Not once have I been like, darn, I wish I never did that scary thing that now brings in like all this money every month. Like, not once. I am no stranger to like overcoming adversity. It's that I've done it before. I can do it again. Um, and this is just a part of like my personal story, but I used to be like really overweight back when I was in college and finally just like had enough of that. I had enough of breaking promises to myself. I'm pretty sure like growing up, my parents probably spent like hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on all of the infomercials of programs I said I was going to do to lose weight and then like never actually did, but they were there championing me. So I decided I joined Weight Watchers when I was a sophomore in college. And over the course of the next year, I lost over 100 pounds. It was a super transformative experience and it truly changed my life. Like it was the first time in my life that I was like, no, I actually can accomplish anything I set my mind to. Now, I feel like weight loss transformations are like way more common these days just because we see it more. But back then, that was kind of like a really big deal. This was like back in 2009. And where I was living in Charleston at the time, and a local magazine picked up my story and an article was released that gained pretty significant traction like in the small town that I lived in. I became like this little small town celebrity. But I remember people asking me, how did you do it? What's the secret? There was no secret. I made a choice and I kept making that choice every single day. I stuck with it. I didn't cheat. I had a system. I tracked my points. I kept going. I showed up for myself and I showed up for my goal every freaking day. That's this business. That's your Arbonne business. Are you choosing Arbonne every single day? Just like with fitness programs and weight loss tools, I feel like people want to point the finger. It's the program, it's my trainer, it's too complicated. It's this or that, the other. Or in network marketing, it's the corporate, it's the comp plan, it's my upline, it's my downline. No, that's not it. It's discipline, it's radical ownership, it's taking responsibility or lack thereof. Y'all, the only difference, and I say this endlessly because I really do believe it, the only difference between like where you are and where you want to be is time. So weeks, months, days, years, time, and the steps you haven't taken yet. It's the things you haven't done yet. You guys, you can do this and you will. You can and you will. I don't know about you, but I never wanted to look back and wonder like what it would have turned into if I would have just continued to put one foot in front of the other, what it would have turned into if I continued to make bold strides, if I continued to bet on myself. Like I want to look back and think to myself like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, maybe there were some hard moments, but dang, I am so glad I kept doing it. Like, I'm so glad that I kept going because look how far we've come. So, anyways, I'm grateful for you guys. I'm cheering for you. Brooklyn, thanks for having me. I'm working right alongside everybody, and I just really appreciate you letting me share. 2024 is going to be stellar. So, here we go.
I can't unmute myself. Wait, can you hear me? Okay, cool. It said I wasn't host anymore. So, Steph. Okay, I had chilled so many times. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like, just even following her on Instagram, you get that like energy from her. And so you lift others up, whether they're direct to you, whether they're on your team, whether they're not even on your team. You are like just I love you so much. I'm so grateful that you are just I get a front row seat to watching you do what you said you were gonna do. She went RVP this month and now she's in Nation Fall. And you guys see what I mean? Like just the way I'm like, I need to listen to that like 20 times more. I need to listen to it every single morning when I'm getting ready. You are unreal. You are so amazing. I'm so grateful for you. I feel like I could speak for everybody. That was incredible. Man, I feel like there's just not enough words to just talk you up. You're just such a breath of fresh air. Okay, real quick, why we like kind of wrap things up. So right now with Arbonne, it is free shipping with in the US $75 orders. Canada, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Brooklyn.
Canada $95 orders. Australia $110 orders. So you guys can go online and like look at that more in detail, but free shipping. And then also it's Arbonne's birthday. So with every box of Fizz is through the 31st, you get a free detox, clean tox tea, which I think is really, really cool. So those smaller orders, they're getting to try a tizzy, support your liver and kidney. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there. Apricot Fizz is still in stock. It's one of my top flavors. And I know everybody's different. Like my husband loves strawberry. I am not a strawberry fan. So everybody kind of has to try it on their own. And then just maybe to kind of give you something to think about with Valentine's Day coming up, I made like Valentine's to send to all my preferred clients. And I'm going to put in there a Fizz and a clean tox tea. And I wrote on there, like, you're a perfect match. I'm just going to mail it to them. And then I wrote a little note on the back. And I'm like, it's the least, how much is that going to cost per client? It's like, how are they ordering? I'm so big on hugging your customers because then that makes loyal customers. I know what my customers order. I know who my VIP customers are. And I treat them like it. And so just to encourage you guys to really hug your customers, like, how are you going to show up online and gain new customers if you can't even love the customers you already have? So just customer service, it's like a huge part of our business. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it over to Sandy and Wade. I know they're going to do team huddle and I hope you guys have a great Monday. I feel like after that call, like we don't even need like get off this call and figure out, okay, I get very overwhelmed if I have to, I'm like, I want to do all of that. And I have a list of things I want to do. I'm like, what are 3 things I can do right now after I get off this call? What are 3 things I can do? and then do those things and see if it leads to more. If you get more done, awesome. If you get those 3 things done, it's more than what you started at. So if you're someone like me and you get a little bit overwhelmed easily with like a lot of things, if I have a stack of books, I don't read anything. If I put the books away and put one book on my counter and like, okay, I'm reading 10 pages, guess what? Sometimes I read 15 pages. Eventually, I'm done with the book and then I get a new book. So just to encourage you guys in that. Thank you, Stephanie. You're amazing. Sandy Wade, I'll pass it back to you and I'll
Thank
stop the
you.
recording.
Thank you, Brooklyn, and thank you, Stephanie. Brooklyn, will you send me a picture, a screenshot, or whatever you said you're doing to hug your customers? I think that's brilliant. I'd love to like
Yeah.
duplicate whatever you're doing.
You can
And
add it, just add it to the when you post the call. And
yeah,
then you guys can use it. You guys can use it as inspo. It may not be everybody's like style, but at least it gives you something to kind of like play around with.
yeah, I'll add it to the recording that we post on Band. And thank you so much for setting that up. And Steph, that was
So good.
amazing. I said in the chat, big MVP energy right there. And that's been building over years, right? It's not an overnight flash in the pan, but just super proud of you. Thank you so much for that. This is one to save, go back to. Even, I'm going to go as far as saying this, especially Steph and people who know Steph, like, I would use that as a recruiting tool. Like throw that up on YouTube or wherever and like send out that link, be like, hey, this is what it's like behind the scenes. This is the type of calls we get on Mondays. And if Steph was like a life coach on Instagram, do you know how much she could charge for that like 30-minute call she just did? Like what so many people do online. We get that by having an Arbonne business that we set up for $99. Like, are you kidding me? We get that every Monday. So thank you, Steph. I'm gonna stop this recording.